احتفل يعلم تماما بأن مهمة
Fred through ball to Rashford. Rashford drives it. He's going to go. Go. Rashford is on fire. Yes, morning Reds. Mick Ruby here. 12 hours later as usual with my realistic reflection. And boy, you know what? That performance yesterday was probably the best test for Erik ten Hag that he could ever get. Why? Because this kind of demonstrates how far he has actually developed his team. I mean, Barcelona is not a joke. Barcelona is a well-assembled, well-dreamed team. When you look at the stats for the past 15 games, what Xavi has done, they have not let in more than 7 goals. We bagged 2. It was Battle of the Camp Nou yesterday. We rocked up with our swagger, with our mentality. It was the world stage. It was the biggest game, even the biggest game of Europa. Screw that Champions League. It was Barcelona, 2 giants versus Manchester United, packed at Camp Nou, 90,000 people, electric, and it was a toe-to-toe football. Nobody expected that. From a neutral perspective, I was looking. I got a lot of phone calls. I said, dude, Manchester United is scary. They took it to Barcelona. Yes, we did. But we have to look at it, and we have to get praise to Erik ten Hag, and we have to say, I am so goddamn proud of my boys. Considering where we have been for the last 6 years, we are clearly now the favorites to beat Barcelona, and we are clearly now the favorites to actually go and win the whole thing. Is what my friend Anil Kandola from Talk Sports was saying. Let's take a look at that.
Barcelona's the dream draw for Manchester United. Either we beat probably who are the favourites and we go on to become the favourites and now we're the team to beat, or we exit the competition against a very good side at the earliest possible stage, which will then allow us to concentrate on the domestic competitions in the league.
Good show.
For me, I know it sounds crazy to some people, but it's the best draw we can have. Play the best of the competition nice and early, and we'll see really where we're at in terms of the Europa League.
Yes, 100%. I agree with Anil was saying on our podcast that we had on Monday. Please go check it out. The link is in the description below. But, this makes me feel proud as punch, proud as Ten Eric Daddy. We played the best. I agree with what Anil was saying. And now we kick on. If we look at the league situation, we're 5 points behind City. We are in Europa League still, with the favourites contender to win the whole lot. We are in FA Cup. We are in a final with Carabao Cup. I'm not going to get too giddy, but we have a chance to win 4 cups. And let's talk about Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, if he continues this run of form, he will be nominated, and mark my words, he might not win it, but he must be nominated, and he will be winning a Ballon d'Or. Why is this so? Marcus Rashford is scary at the moment. His mentality picture, what he's done, that means something. Marcus Rashford, in the right system, with the right coaching application, is scary. This is what Marcus Rashford needed. And I cannot believe some portion of the fan base last season wanted him out, wanted him to sell him to PSG, called him Trashford. Sit down, take a humble pie. Because Marcus Rashford is red. He's one of ours. And don't ever bag Marcus Rashford or rule anyone out. That includes Fred. Fred was, we could say he was not the best in the first half. But what Fred did in the second half, he pocketed De Jong. Fred was mint. He was a pit bull on a bone. He was destroying Frankie De Jong. Who needs Frankie in our team? Yes, Papa Eric might want him, but Fred did something very, very important. He intercepted crucial passes. He was acting as destroyer, flying in tackles. And that pass to Marcus Rashford for the 1-0 goal, that was mint. Don't you agree? Let me know what you think in the comments below, by the way. In terms of Marcus Rashford's development, his mental picture, why he's doing this, we're clearly seeing that there is confidence, this oozing of confidence. He's a leader. He's kind of the game changer that can now grab the game by the scruff of his neck and say, give me the ball. I want to score. We saw that yesterday. I mean, I was going like, in a well-drilled corner situation. By the way, that's Benny McCarthy has been kind of drilling that into the attacking forwards. But in a well-drilled corner situation, he just said, "Nah, sure, you're not laying that into Weghorst. Give me the freaking ball, and I will fucking score." Sorry for swearing, but he just took the ball, dropped the shoulder. Where was Jules Koundé? Like, now you see me, now you don't. And of course, he drove towards Van Stegen's right post corner, or was a left post corner, put the ball in, right, in a blind spot. And of course, that was kind of a deflection. But anyway, the merit itself. And we saw how he was running like he scored, like a leader, taking the whole team with him to the left side of the end to celebrate. He was literally carrying the team like he scored, running behind the goal like he scored. Now that is, for me, is mental ability, mental capability and leadership right there, right now. But let's also talk about Casemiro and Varane. Like, a lot of people forgot that, the old Real Barcelona rivalries was back at Camp Nou. That's why I'm calling it the Battle of Camp Nou. Rest assured that Barcelona fans hate Casemiro, they hate Varane, and they made sure to make a meal out of it. They were giving it big into the crowd, they were doing the high fives amongst each other, and they were immense, both of them. Of course, Varane did a little bit of a mispassing, but that doesn't matter. 2-2, baby. 2-2 is what we get, but Varane, as usual, is a warrior. Casemiro and Fred works in Brazilian team. Casemiro and Fred works also in Manchester team, but it's probably not the ideal partnership. Therefore, I think that from now on, if we get new ownership, a new midfielder should be in consideration. The question is Frankie de Jong the answer, according to Papa Fred? Will he play well in a pivot together with Casemiro? I think he will, because Xavi kind of play him as a deep playmaker, deep CDM. But if you see the skills, the ability that Frankie can bring to the table, playing me a little bit more advanced as a ball carrier, because he's very press resistant, right, to get out of that press. Just imagine if we have a Frankie de Jong, Casemiro, and a Bruno Fernandes in a midfield. Now, let that sink in. Now, we'll see if that will happen. To be honest, I don't know. Alrighty then, so the first half for me was a little bit nervous, but it was toe-to-toe football. Everyone that was watching it from a neutral, they saw like, now I attack, now you attack, now I attack. It was acres of space for both teams to attack. The only thing that I was a little bit concerned about, that we didn't exploit that in the first half, because to utilize Marcus Rashford's pace, right? It was more of a battle of the midfield, where I saw like Pedri and Xavi dominating our midfield, but what to expect. But one can only be happy that now the Pedri and Xavi is not going to be participating on this second return leg at Old Trafford. I think it was one who got out injured, one got a second yellow card, and we can saw the reaction of the player who got the second yellow card, who pulled down Fred. Saw the reaction on his face that puta madre, I'm gonna miss out the Old Trafford. So yeah, big up. So first half was a little bit nervous, was a little bit of a game of attrition, to see who will blink first. But I don't think Barcelona crowd and Barcelona thought that we will give it to them, right? Second half then, on the other hand, was a totally different display. Manchester United turned off their swagger, and what we saw was the brilliant through ball through Fred to Rashford, who scored. We also talked about the Rashford initiative to take the ball out from, in the corner situation, to pass it through a self-deflected goal. But in general, I think we could have had 3-1 if it wasn't for the dodgy ref. A lot of people was questioning, even Ten Hag, that Jules Koundé should have had a red card. It was clear and obvious through ball through Rashford that came through free, and he was pulled down. Was it in the penalty box? I don't know. Was it outside? At least it should be a red card or a free kick or a penalty. Which begs the question, but because a lot of people have been saying that Barcelona has been accused for paying the referee associations. But on the other hand, one can only assume, not to say it, but I also think it is the home ground, the pressure, 90,000 people, little scared rabbit referee. Yeah, I'm gonna be soft, but according to me, referee was a little bit soft about around the whistle. But this is typical what you get with the European refs, to be honest. Right, where do we go from here? Yeah, only positive. Who was the man of the match? Player ratings. I think everyone did play the part in the system. To be honest, I was surprised that Weghorst played the full 90 minutes. I was a little bit surprised, criticizing Erik ten Hag, that he could have killed the game earlier, to bring in Garnacho in the 17th minute. We got the 2-1. We were kind of looking like we were cruising to sort of protect that 2-1 lead, and they scored 2-2. And the only thing that I expected Ten Hag to do is to take out Weghorst, put in Rashford in the middle, put in the weapons like Garnacho to drive at them on the left-hand side and finish off the game with 3-1. As I mentioned, deluded earlier before, I am proud as punch and so happy that we have Erik ten Hag as our coach. Moving forward from now, what do we expect, right? What do we expect? Of course, we're playing Leeds at Old Trafford. You know, the hospitality is coming back to Barcelona, and boy, they better be scared, because usually nowadays when you play at Old Trafford, it's our Castle Rock. It is our Iron Rock, you know, where a crowd is the 12th player. You know, Old Trafford of the old is back, and Barcelona don't have Gavi, they don't have Pedri, they have 2-2, and they're coming to Old Trafford, and we gonna invite them back, of course, but we're gonna send them home to bed. That is what to expect. Now, man of the match for me has to go to Marcus Rashford. There were so many players that could have gone the man of the match, but in terms of mental agility, in terms of wanting to win this game, to show leadership, has to go to Marcus Rashford. But there were so many good other performances in terms of Malacia, wow. In terms of Varane, in terms of Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes was, according to me, also amazing, right? When it comes to the big stage, Bruno shows that he's world class, right? Let me know what you think in the comments below. 2-2 is a favorable result for Manchester United. We're looking forward to have them back at Old Trafford. This is Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV, and we get a new owners. If it's going to be Qatar, I'm allowed to say that, gas me up. Like and subscribe to this video, and see you later. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow us on the socials.